Namaste, angels. This is going to be another half-hour client reading. This one is for 2 fire signs, an Aries and a Sagittarius. So I'm just beginning with answered prayer because I'm beginning with answered prayer. It has nothing to do with air and water, or unless it's connected to their sun or rising signs. In any case, answered prayer is pretty straightforward. It's about dreams coming true, prayers being answered, and that being, of course, reason for celebration and praise to God. Thanks. This is the very Pentecostal dove sitting here next to answered prayer. That's what it's about for me. Answered prayer and heaven on earth. Heaven on earth, air, fire. Also about the need to let something go, like we're holding on to something that's preventing us from achieving heaven on this plane. Right? You can have heaven right here, but if you're like living in a toxic situation, then you're causing yourself hell, because we have free will to decide, I'm going to let this go. We don't have to, you know, feel or be stuck in situations that don't work. But, you know, it's a human thing to go ahead and do that, to just like, you know, act disabled, and like we don't have choices when we do. There's always like choices. So this card shows up. There's a need to make a choice to let something go and to actually let it go, so that you can vacate the space for something far better and achieve like a heaven on earth while you're here. As part of answered prayer, it's something you've been asking for, but you got to do your part, which is dropping the other thing. Answered prayer and reflection. You may want to think about it. What is it that I got to let go? What have I been holding that's not good for me, that's toxic, you know, that I should have lost a long time ago? Figure it out. Release it. Answered prayer. Maybe that's why the Scorpio energy is about, and the air too, like ascension and like death and rebirth. You might come to it through meditation, perhaps listening to some healing sounds. That might help you through to figure out what is this about. And now we're bringing in these colors too, the same colors on these 2 cards, meaning, you know, there's a higher connection. So I'm praying, I'm receiving answers. Am I listening? Am I hearing the sounds that can heal the situation? Am I following the guidance? Healing sounds. And birth. Just like I said a moment ago, I was feeling death, rebirth. Here we go. Overall energy is the mystic. More of this air and water. Interesting. This is also very much so high priestess energy. Like the need to not only pay attention to the signs that are coming at you, your intuition, gut feelings, but also wisdom, right? Things that you've learned through experience. Logic. Just what makes sense. And, you know, of course, your heart. Listening to all of those things, being fully informed so that you can make the best decisions, and then actually following them. Divine feminine. The masculine about the feminine, about himself, the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union, what he himself is willing to. The universe would have the 2 do, will help them with, and the outcome. Beginning with the universal heart and the feminine. So this place of personal healing and faith and just powering forward. This is, of course, the healer of the ages, the Prince of Peace. So if you're getting in touch with him, then you're in a good place, feminine. And also trying to achieve, of course, that, you know, higher consciousness, or Christ consciousness, ascended awareness yourself. Awesome. Masculine about the feminine. Transmutation, taking all this negativity and, you know, anything that's toxic and turning it into something positive. Fire energy, of course, coming through. Again, both of them are fire signs. Aries and Sagittarius. Masculine about himself, dreams. So I just said the dreams are coming true. He has dreams, he has goals, he has wishes, he's praying, but we got to actually follow through when the messages come, when the answers come. So we got to take that leap to that next step, because there's clearly something, again, of which one or both of you have to let go. The dreams and the Universal Heart card sharing the same color scheme. So he can get in touch with this energy too, or should be, to help him with that. Union as a whole, the gateway. So moving forward through the next stage, the next portal. Phase ending, a stage ending, maybe a way that you went about things, that you handled things together, coming to an end. Starting new with something else, the next phase. Overall, spiritual growth. So it's like a graduation, right? We left that part. We're getting like promoted to the next phase. Here's what we take with us. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union: forgiveness. You know, they are aware, and we're aware when we put people through things, the hurt we cause and pain we cause. You know, we tend to be aware of it. He's aware of it. But this goes both ways. It's about, you know, forgiveness of yourself for anything that you are feeling guilty, right? That's guilt is one of those negative emotions that you need to transmute to love. So not a mistake. It's crossing that. You know, any inability to forgive, including yourself, that's one of those negative emotions that you need to transmute to love. And again, the Universal Heart, Jesus Christ, he can help you with that. You know, if that's who you look toward, that's who's showing up here for you in your reading. Then after, you know, yourself, it's the other people in your life, extending them forgiveness, even those that don't ask for it. You know, sometimes I say we have to accept the apologies we're never going to get. You know, some people are never going to come to you and say, thank you, I'm sorry, none of that. There's not going to be any closure. There's not going to be any clarity. There's not going to be anything. And we just have to accept that and move on rather than harbor, you know, old pain within, because that only hurts us, right? That doesn't hurt anybody else. So forgiveness, first and foremost, beginning with yourself and then extend it to other people and being open to them seeking forgiveness from you. But the masculine himself is willing to do, oh, moon tree. My second time seeing this card today, but it's also in this same color scheme with the dreams and the Universal Heart. So this is probably part of the dream, part of the goal, right? Part of his plan within. He's got to figure out how to achieve it. Moon tree, of course, a card of sacred marriage. And might be part of the heaven on earth too. You have to remove, like, you know, these parties of three that so many of us are experiencing. You got to remove one thing, person, situation, relationship, whatever it is, in order to make room for that one that your heart really desires, that is, you know, of your dreams, and that would bring you heaven on earth, emotional fulfillment. What the universe would have the two do, this is celebration after taking these steps, just like we saw when I was shuffling. Also ascension. This is continued promotion. I talked about promotion here. They said this was the reward for you moving forward. Celebration, or at least in this card, for me, is indicative of ascension, with this being, you know, the dove that I connect to the Pentecost. Of course, the Pentecost, the event when Jesus had ascended back on earth. You know, he rose from the dead. You know, this is the same thing going for us, like this rising, continued rise that's associated with the spiritual growth, and the outcome, reflection. So looking at our past, our present, our future, deciding what it is we want, and then taking the steps that the universe has given us, the need to forgive and to release any, you know, any and all other negative emotions as well, transmute those to love, maintain our faith, you know, expect miracles and reward the form of spiritual growth, and keep moving forward. And you will get that heaven on earth. from a perspective of the universe, beginning with Beauty Queen, which brings in the energy of Venus for me currently in Libra, which she rules and is said to be her most loving placement. Could be meaning something for you. Beauty Queen, I connected to Venus because she is the goddess and planet of beauty, abundance, right? Money, love, popularity, confidence, like all of that. So that's definitely Beauty Queen. And it's opposite fun times. Beauty Queens, this could be like being out on the town. Here's some air energy, but not only air. This also brings in that Aries, because this is like a Mars-like being to me. This guy here, he's very emperor. So of course, the emperor, Mars, ruler of both Aries and Scorpio. Beauty Queen. And True Gem. This is about value, worthiness, deservingness, excuse me, of ourselves as individuals, like, you know, the believing that we deserve, you know, love and happiness and fun times like everybody else. And also knowing our worth in that respect and what we should be willing to tolerate, for lack of a better word, and not, you know, like we don't have to settle basically for what we don't want, but also recognizing the value in our partners or potential partners, and, you know, determining who and what is worth waiting for and what's not, or who's not. Beauty Queen and Union. I was going to say Gem or Gemini, also associated with Venus. Venus is a ruler of Gemini. Mars, ruler of Aries, again in Scorpio. Re-entering Aquarius next week. That could be another reason why Ice King was here too. And now coming to Blonde Female, which is a representation of the Divine Feminine for me in this deck. Wow, I ended on that Blonde Female, which I said was the Divine Feminine for me in this deck. And our overall energy is Dark Male, which is a representation of the Divine Masculine for me in this deck. Divine Couple, Recent Past, Masculine Higher Self, Near Future, Blocks to the Union. The feminine can do, the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe, what it would love to help you with. You have to first affirm this thing yourself, and then it will, universe will facilitate it for you, make it happen, and the outcome. I didn't mention this couple for whom I'm reading is another one of the couples that purchased the hour-long reading split into two. So one before the Lion's Gate, just before the Lion's Gate, and then they had energy healing like upon the Lion's Gate, and now with the month of August and 8/11 ending, we're taking a look again. Divine Couple, True Gem. So recognizing again one another's worth, the value of the relationship, the potential for longevity, and, you know, just for it to be the, you know, love of a lifetime. Recent Past, Union. So nice connections between the two of you in the recent past. Whether you, I know you felt it, but whether we recognize it as union or not, it's a coming together of the souls, the deepening. And I know you've recognized that. Near Future. Karma. This can be good or bad. Let's see if we can figure out more so what it's connected. Karma. Masculine's higher self. Beauty Queen. So he's the one that's feeling good and attractive and popular and confident, and like he can, you know, do it all. Venus empowering him. I wonder if he has some air in his chart. Because I think air tends to come up when I read for you guys. And, you know, we do have the Gemini crossing Venus, again, which is its ruler. Obstacles, blocks. Somebody's not free. Or there are blocks to your freedom. This is also that air energy, because this Aquarius is the true freedom seeker of the zodiac, the humanitarian, you know. We all have it in us, of course, but most of all, that's an Aquarian trait, is this desire for freedom. So again, Mars, your masculine's ruler, entering Aquarius in about another week and a half. So that should free up this energy for him. 9/11, actually. 9/11, which is going to be a time of new beginnings, because I was explaining to the person for whom I read prior, this month on 9/9, 9911, because the 2018 equals 11, which breaks down to 9/11 or 11 itself, the two numbers together, 9911, is the day of the new moon in Virgo. And 2 days later, so that's an 11 that day. 2 days later, a 13 or 4 or 11/11 is 9/11 the day, because the whole month is 9/11 too. September is 9, 2018 is 11. It's 9/11 the day. On that day, we'll be celebrating not only Mars re-entering Aquarius, but the Islamic New Year, so new beginnings right there, and the Hebrew New Year. It's Rosh Hashanah. That's what Rosh Hashanah means. It's the Jewish New Year. So both of those occurring on that day too. A lot of energy, positive, then. So like I said, this he should be able to take advantage of that with his ruling planet moving into that placement on that day in particular during this month. It's all 9/11. What the feminine can do here, family in 3, party of 3. So you can focus on family, and that you know, even if that just means you and your son, that's what's coming out first and foremost. While some of these other things are working themselves out, like this karma, again, whether it's good or bad, and I feel it's good in the cards thus far. I don't see anything funky. Would indicate as well that it is good. Something that you could be going through, positive, transitioning to the next phase, through that gateway. You know, you and your immediate family, your son, whatever, part of this karma. So you focus on that. The masculine, he's stuck right now. He's stuck. So he needs this freedom desperately. And it's attached, this is attached to his karma. He's going to need this energy again. So he should, you guys have that to look forward to. That should help ease things for him and help him, bring him some clarity and some, the ability to figure out his next steps and whatever, and to desire freedom first and foremost. That's what's gonna like push everything else to happen, because he's gonna want freedom. He's gonna get irritated by this restricted feeling. And then that results, again, in the spiritual growth and ascension and gifts. Gifts, that's the reward and the outcome. Money. Well, this money card, it's funny sitting here next to the freedom, because this money card tends to represent the sign of Capricorn for me. And that is like the restrictive energy. And he's probably concerned also about money, and that's one of the things that's holding him back. Like he needs financial freedom too. And that's one of the things that's holding him back. But again, this Mars in Aquarius is going to ease this up, and that should begin to flow for him. Maybe that's why the male, dark male, or the divine masculine was the overall energy, because there was like a lot of focus on him there. Going to the Angel Tarot, I'm beginning with the Two of Fire, which is a perfect representation of the two of them, right? The feminine is Sagittarius, the masculine and Aries. You've come into your own new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. And opening to Major Arcana card, Balance, which also represents the feminine's energy, the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot. Balance is Temperance, which also brings in the energy again of Aquarius for me, the water bearer, because there's a water bearer right here on the card. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. Temperance is a very healing energy. It is karmic, so you have karma coming up in your near future. That could be what this is, like the energy sending healing energy to help you to move forward in, you know, furthering this partnership. The Two of Fire, of course, also represents divine unions or twin flame relationships in the tarot. And then we had that money card turn up, and they're showing me that right behind this Two of Fire is the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Earth is a Capricorn, like I was talking about, also a Virgo or Taurus, or anyone likened to those traits or attributes. This person, it can be one of your energies. You could just be acting like the King of Earth, and having these opportunities come at you because, and maybe particularly the masculine, because right now he's popular, he's attractive, people want him to work with them, and, you know, they want to promote him, things like that. Give him offers of credit and you know, different things like that could be coming his way. And this, the King of Earth can also represent somebody that comes into your life to help to facilitate these things. You're a banker, a creditor, you know, something like that. You know, somebody that's offering a job. Two of Fire, the Ace of Water. Here's the beautiful new beginning, falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, possibly even a new home. One of you could be moving. I know you've been wanting to, so maybe that's something that's coming up soon for you. Two of Fire. And he's the Queen of Earth. So similar to the King, this can be a facilitator of, you know, abundance for you guys, or one or both. Access to money, to credit, to a job, something like that. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The Queen of Earth, like the King, is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Two of Fire. And Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, with Archangel Metatron, which in this deck tends to represent for me the planet Mercury, ruler of Gemini. So there's that true gem again, but also Virgo, right? Virgo also along with Gemini, ruled by Mercury. A leap of faith, follow your dreams, that leads to unexpected opportunities. Dreamer. And there's that Capricorn energy that showed up before. It is Major Arcana card Evil. Oh, I said evil. Not evil. Ego, also known as the Devil, and that restrictive energy that we just saw in the last spread. Represents the sign of Capricorn, or perhaps another earth sign, but most directly Capricorn. Could be Virgo, Taurus too. A false sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things. Negative or fear-based thoughts. Overall energy is the Lovers, Major Arcana card number 6, which also represents the sign of Gemini, or perhaps another air sign. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. The Lovers can turn up not only because of love, but also because of, yes, decisions that we have to make. And maybe it's like our heart versus our head. That's why we're having trouble making a decision. You know, our heart wants something, but then our mind is telling us that doesn't make sense. You know, I would say listen to the heart, and then, because that tends to be connected to the soul and, you know, the higher entities that can help us to achieve whatever it is our mind is telling us is impossible. Is that 2? was gonna be 3 because I just put this one back, but that still felt a little bit thick. It is 2, yes. Crowning the masculine is the 10 of fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance that leads to stress-related health concerns. So this is his energy, or your energy, right? This fire energy, indicating that he's been carrying like the burden, the weight of a situation or something, and he needs to lay this burden down before it becomes harmful. It needs to be shared, but you know, the good news is we are nearing the end of it with it being a 10, right? The next in line is the ace of fire. He's surrounded by the 7 of water, complex decision. The need to do research, stop procrastinating. So I said the lovers, which is the overall energy, can be indicative of the need to make a decision. I'm laughing now because when I picked it up, the Knight of Air is also up right behind it. And the Knight of Air can also mean a decision needs to be made. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. See, decisive. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. He's got plenty of them according to the 7 of water. So you can come up with good solutions. And in his subconscious, it is major arcana card 3, the Empress. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Major arcana card, the Empress, is connected to the energy of Venus. Venus, which is the ruler of the signs of Libra, Gemini, and Taurus. So those 3 could be involved. This is also about new beginnings and abundance and creativity. Crowning the feminine is the Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. The Ace of Air means that we're getting a new beginning. Okay, that's first and foremost and most important as far as I'm concerned. Let's look at the positive. It's a new beginning. Okay, however, the beginning, you know, it may have been difficult getting here. We may have had, you know, a difficult road that we traveled to get here. And there may be some more bumps ahead still. But again, it's a new beginning still, all right? So it's better than being in old funky energy and it being rough and having bumps. At least it's a new start. Surrounded by the 8 of fire, which is always positive. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. This is about communication, hearing news, the universe working behind the scenes on your behalf. Always positive. Feminine subconscious, very nice. The King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. The King of Water is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It could be doing something, could be a facilitator of something that's going to bring you joy, emotional fulfillment, happiness. Crowning, it's another 3, the 3 of fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. 3 of fire can be about abundance, yes, and like your ship is about to come in, just be a little bit more patient, that sort of thing. Can also, of course, have something to do with some sort of party of 3, as can the Empress that's down here. At the root, the 4 of air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So you have the 4 of air, the 7 of water, the lovers, and the Knight of Air, all about the need to make a decision, or that you're awaiting a decision. Seems to be, for the most part, you know, over here, but it could be affecting both too. The heart of the matter, again, we had 2 here. The King of Fire, which is represents both of your energy. You could say it's more so masculine because it's the king, but the king can be applicable to a female too. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. So here we have the creativity coming up again. There's a creative way that the masculine can cease to carry such a heavy load, that he can split it with somebody else. You know, not carry this burden, not work so hard. He's working a lot too. This is what this would seem, at least at something. If not physical labor at his job, he's working very hard at something. And he needs to decide whether or not to keep this up too. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. This is the 5th indication of a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. This can also be juggling more than one situation, circumstance, relationship, even romantic. Could be some sort of love triangle again with the 3 of fire and the major arcana card 3, the Empress showing up here, as well as the Lovers showing up here. We're going to look at, I think that's a half hour, but we're going to go ahead and look at a couple of romance cards too before we close. Beginning with Worth Waiting For. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And I think I used these exact words a little while ago, not realizing I had this card sitting here when I was talking about the value and the worth. Opening to Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Worth Waiting For. And Release Your Ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Also Worth Waiting For. And Retreat. It's time to disconnect rather from the world. Maybe it's time to discover the world too, by going out and spending some time with it. Worth Waiting For. And we've come to Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Overall energy, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Atop the 10 of Fire. You deserve love. So we've done a lot of talking about this, the deservingness, the value, the worthiness. That could be telling him he deserves love and he needs to stop carrying this heavy load that's preventing him from loving or being loved. And it's also aimed over here toward you too, and is very Sagittarian energy, right? It's very Cupid-like. This woman is an archer. So top the 7 of Water and all these possibilities. But the romance angels are stepping in to say, stay optimistic about your love life. So we don't want to consider anything negative. If there's any negative stuff in any of these cups here, don't think about that. We only want to consider our positive possibilities. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Atop the Empress, which can be about feeling attractive, feeling popular and all that again, because it's Venus, is attraction. But this is talking more about the law of attraction, right? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So it's like taking the time to stop and smell the roses and really, you know, taking it all in and appreciating it, and thinking positive is how you're going to manifest abundance, including that is in the form of love. Atop the Ace of Air, children. Your love life is being affected by children. Interesting. Someone's holding a puppy. And there's some other dogs here. I don't know if this is a fur baby. Could be a fur baby that's affecting your love life. Right, people parenting a pet. It's also this Ace and the Truth. Also mirroring the Empress, who can be a pregnant woman too. Could also be about, like, could be metaphoric, and as far as like giving birth again to new things and a new start, with the children sitting here atop the Ace. Top the 8 of fire, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So the universe working behind the scenes in a positive way, something having to do with your finances and career. That can include assets and things too. Atop the King of Water, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. This can be, again, somebody helping to facilitate something that's going to make you happy. They might not actually be your friend. You might not actually know them in this life. And also, my friends include like the angels and, of course, you know, any higher beings, the ancestors, all that stuff. So we can let them help us too in showing us the path, helping to guide us and all those things and making the right decisions. Atop the 3 of fire, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Interesting. Atop the 4 of air, perhaps connected to the decision. You're needing to decide, do I pick true love or I pick something else? Top the 4 of air, this is the romance of a lifetime. And atop the 2 of earth and the King of fire is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So it looks very much like energy is being shifted to really focus, bring focus upon one another. You know, with this arrow, with the calling in your soulmate here at the heart of the matter, sitting here atop the true love, which is a decision, like what are you going to do? Energy being shifted. And I would say it's probably connected, bringing it all the way back to the beginning of the reading, of what you need to let go, that you're holding on to, that is preventing you from having, experiencing, living heaven on earth. Further advice to the masculine is travel. This is like moving, right? Moving forward. He may want to take a break, an actual vacation. The 4 of air is sitting here too. That can be the need to take some sort of break, have a getaway so you can think and figure things out. It's also connected to the energy of the retrogrades for me. Again, his ruling planet, technically still in retrograde, although it went direct the other day. It will remain in shadow, for the next couple months. So still, it's not over yet. And like I said, it's going back into Aquarius on 9/11. Mars is the planet of action and movement, and that's what this is signifying too, movement. For you, boom, twin flame. Saw this when I was shuffling for you guys too. So we started with the 2 of fire, and now twin flame, they're essentially like the same sort of energy. For the masculine, tantric union. So this is a connection that's felt, that's deeper than, like just physical or telepathic. It's like telepathic, spiritual, physical, all wrapped up into one. And that is, like a really awesome way to communicate on a higher level. For you, blessings. So again, miracles coming true, prayers being answered, dreams coming true, wishes being granted. We remain positive and in faith. For the masculine, this 5 of fire can also be about his need to take action. Often represents the energy of Mars for me, as I'm sure you know, being somebody who watches my readings regularly, even the daily ones. Other than that, it can have to do with conflict with and it may be an ex, maybe a mate, maybe the third party or something. Because it does tend to be not just conflict if it is, but conflict with a close friend and or family member, which that would include spouses, exes, and things like that. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others, so drama, foolishness, misery, unhappiness. To the contrary, for you, the Queen of Water, who is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Okay, you got that message before. This is the second time. Care for yourself and others. This guides you to be nurturing. Of course, the Queen of Water represents the signs of Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Someone likened to these traits or attributes. And from the romance angels to the masculine, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. He's got some sort of belief system or ideology that's telling him or making him feel like he has to remain, you know, stuck in a particular belief system or ideology, a way of thinking. That's connected to that, his need for freedom, right? He's got to free his mind first. Free your mind, the rest will follow. So he needs to be able to take that leap to the fact that, hey, you know, living this way, whatever that means, worked for me for a time. It's not working anymore. I'm not happy living this way anymore. So I want to live this way now, and that's okay. You know, he's got to be able to think that through himself. And lastly, for you, from the romance angels, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So this is just telling you, I mean, your homework is kind of easy. Just like be happy, be happy, stay positive, focused on you and your family and, you know, moving forward in love, and all is well. I hope that you guys have enjoyed your personal reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste, dear.